Live from Las Vegas. Well, okay, not all of us. I'm in Las Vegas for LVO, while my co-host Lee.
Hello.
And Laura.
Hi.
Are back in Calgary. We want to wish you a warm welcome back to our next episode of Uncivil Discourse.
You know, it's like minus 30 with the wind chill here right now. So, just, you enjoy your time at LVO, but don't be so damn cheerful about it.
He's not. The pool's closed.
Oh.
There is that. The pool is closed. Even though it's like 12 degrees Celsius down here, it is absolutely beautiful walking around in shorts. I'm in lovely Las Vegas right now, as we've just covered, for the Las Vegas Open, for the finals tournament in Warhammer 40k, with my homies from Wasted Potential, Dave, Mike, Brody, Thomas, Kyle, and our very own Kale from Steelshod Champa. To put some context on it for anyone unfamiliar, it's a 3-day tournament hosted by Frontline Gaming. There are multiple different games represented. Last year, it included both Battletech and Alpha Strike, but they are missing this year. I was hoping to go see them on Sunday and participate, but no such luck. This year, we participated in a tournament that had 1,100 players for Warhammer 40k alone. And man, if 3 games a day for 2 days doesn't sound exhausting to you, you need to give it a try. Only the top players make it to day 3, but that means we had the day to enjoy the city and pal around with our buds. But that's enough of a tangent here. Let's get back on track. This isn't Rambletech after all.
That would lead us into special announcements. Not really any going right now, other than... Oh, actually, there is a big one. Players that are participating for the division playoffs, you have to turn in your mech sheets. All of them have to be turned in.
In one piece.
Yeah. This especially goes for ties. We need all of the sheets back. We need to have them back because we need to be able to go over them in case something comes up partway through that we remember, oh, wait a minute, we actually needed to check for this, that, or the other thing. So if you can please turn them back in, that would be fantastic. Thank you.
And in one piece. Cannot stress that enough. If you hand us a sheet full of pieces of paper, we may just default that you lose. Because we can't verify your mechs.
Yeah. We need that stuff turned in, please.
On January 12th, we had round 1 of the playoffs. All matches for each division were played on the same map.
A side played on the Business District. The B side fought in the River Delta. C side enjoyed the view from the Lunar Bullshit Arena. And D side played in the Devil's Bath.
Now let's take a look and see who got eliminated round 1, starting with the Divot division and working our way up.
Game number 1, Thumper's Revenge versus the Lyran Rangers. This game was fought to a 0-0 tie. But playoffs has no tie games, so we carefully reviewed the game footage and counted pips of damage taken from both sides, then triple checked it. With a 105-point differential, the Lyran regulars move on to round 2.
Game 2, we have the Lights Out versus Odin's Chosen. And squeaking out what was probably the closest game in league history, with a 4-point differential, Odin's Chosen wins the 1-1 tie game and will move on to round 2.
Game number 3, the Wolfpack going up against the Elk Riders. Due to a scheduling conflict, the Elk Riders were unable to participate on game day, and as such, the Wolfpack moves on to round 2.
Game number 4, the 4th Taurian Protectorate versus Clan Cobra Chicken. This match has a very clear victory today. In a 4-2 finish, Clan Cobra Chicken advances to round 2. Smart move for the Stalker, running without ammo the whole game.
Moving then on to our C Division matches. Game 1, Ward's Warwolves up against the Black Wake. In another nail-biting game, with only a 12-point differential, We see Ward's Warwolves win this 3-3 tie match and move on to the second round.
Game number 2, Warthog's Revenge versus the Steel-Shod Shamble. This match had the writing on the wall. Bathroom wall, that is. The Steel-Shod Shamble run roughshod over the Warthogs in a 4-1 finish to proceed to the second round.
Game number 3, the Blitzkrieg Jezebels versus the Psychotic Weasels. A little surprising to see a rifleman getting killed, but this mech has done good work for the Weasels. In fact, it helps take them to the second round of this match. It is scored as a 2-1 victory in their favor. However, due to unforeseen circumstances, how Psychotic Weasel will be unable to continue with the playoffs, the Blitzkrieg Jezebels will move on to round 2.
Game number 4, we have Ansgar's Outlaws versus the Paxton's Pathfinders. Another game, another mech performing surprisingly well. The Pathfinder's Cyclops earns 2 kills today, but it's just not quite enough. Ansgar's Outlaws go home with the win, 4-2, and proceed on to round 2.
This will take us into our B division matches. Game number 1, Yogi's Jaegers versus Cat's Cavalry. Charging into round 2, we have Cat's Cavalry with a 2-1 final score.
Game number 2, the Ice Creamers versus Wendigo's Night Stalkers. Get out the napkins, we got a mess everywhere, as the Zeus is down to Slay today. Ice Creamers advance to round 2 with a 4-1 final score, the Zeus bringing down 3 Night Stalker mechs.
Game 3, Riston's Rogues versus the Collection Agency. What can we say? Except 2-0 Riston's Rogues, moving on to round 2.
Game number 4, Hank's Handies versus the League of Robots. In a handy-dandy day, Hank's team pulls out all the stops and achieves a 3-1 victory to proceed to the semifinals.
And now, for the division nobody has been waiting for, A-side. Game number 1, the Dead Man's Hands versus the Red Sun's Irregulars. Dead Man's drops a full hand and picking up the 4-2 victory here to gain access to round 2. Thanks for the game, Gary, and we'll see how things go for you in the next round because I'm bowing out of the tournament for the rest of the year. Going to focus on the administration side for the rest of it.
And as it has actually turned out, Gary has declined to move forward, so JP will be getting a bye win onto the semifinals. Good luck, JP.
Game number 2, Scions of Amaris versus the Neon Grizzlies. Scions bring home the big W here with a 4-2 victory. They proceed on to the second round.
Game number 3, Ghost Legion versus the First Alliance Grenadiers. As the match goes on, the Charger does what a Charger does. He went running in, tried to plant and make a tight turn for some excellent positioning, and missed it by that much, sliding and doing 32 damage to his own left side as he takes a power slide into a building. Yet, the Wolverine carries the day, and the Ghosts see a 4-1 victory.
Game number 4, Neutro Reavers versus Laser Force. With a 4-1 victory, Neutro Reavers will advance.
It's that time of year again. We're done the regular season, and it's now time to vote for the Players' Choice Awards. I always love this time of year for the Calgary Battletech League. I love to see the nominations, read all of the things that people have seen and noticed over the year, and this year is no different. We had an awesome season. These nominations definitely highlight the shenanigans that people have gotten up to and all the good things that we have seen over the season. Each year, the Calgary Battletech League members nominate players that they think fit into one of the 3 categories that we give awards to at the end of the year. Throughout the season, all players have the opportunity to nominate someone that they think fits into one of the 3 categories. I love the Player Choice Awards and the fact that all players get a chance to have their say in who they think should be nominated for the 3 different categories. These categories are Master Tactician, the Good Egg Award, and the P-Hawk Award, or as I like to call it, the Fawk Award. For each category, I'm going to describe what that award is for, and then I'm going to run through the nominations. Now, some of these nominations, I'm not going to give all of the examples just because it's pretty long. But when you go to vote, you can definitely read all of the reasons that they were nominated for each award. Going to start with a Master Tactician Award. This award isn't just for the number of kills or the number of games won. Don't get me wrong. Those are definitely part of something that you're going to consider. Well, at least maybe consider. But we want you to think about a few other things as well. Did they make the best decisions for their lance in makeup, overall play of their lance, or did they keep to a specific style? Maybe they are a master of the game. Great tactics and thorough knowledge of the rules. Overall, you want to think about who is the player you felt had the best grasp of the game tactics, skills, what spends they made, anything that you can think of that might fit in with that category. One thing to remember when you're making your vote, we're talking about this season in League and not previous ones. So think specifically when you've seen that person at the den or heard about their games, what did you think about their tactics? Okay, let's list the Master Tactician nominees. First, we have Brett. He was nominated for his bully mech tactics of getting right in a mech's face and attacking each one with physicals until they are wiped out. Next, we have JP. He was nominated multiple times for his lance makeup and his knowledge of the skill. The fact that he helps other players when he has a chance, and just the wealth of knowledge that he has about Battletech. After JP, we have Aaron. He is a strong player who has key understanding of placement of mechs. This knowledge assists him in easily denying the advantage against his opponents. Next, we have Devin. Devin knew exactly how to make the best use of his lance and take every advantage of it. After Devin, we have Jeff P, and he has a know-how of Battletech, and he can take advantage of the map that he plays on. His tactics are excellent and really show how great of a player he is. He had an amazingly strong selection of skills. We also have Lee. He was nominated for his mech selection, skill spends, and playstyle. The fact that his playstyle was excellent, he's done exceptionally well at making people play his game this year, and through this has made his way to A-side playoffs. Next, we have Scott. He is always able to adjust his playstyle to give himself a chance to win, even if it was not his plan in the first place. Next, we have Jay. Jay showed how great of a tactician he is. He definitely made people learn the shortcomings of their playstyle and tactics and areas that they need to address. He was also nominated for his choice of units, and especially the skills that he chose, like Crazy Horse. Finally, we have OG, Jeff C. His lance is solid and a force at the tabletop. Our next award category is the Good Egg Award. I love the fact that we don't just call it a Good Sportsman Award or anything like that, because it has more than just to do with that. We are not only looking at whether they were a pleasure to play against, but lots of different things. So when you're considering who to vote for, think of different things like, were they a joy to be around on and off the battlefield? But not just that. Do they make the game enjoyable to play and has the most sportsmanlike attitude out of the other players? Out of the players nominated, who was the one that you had the most fun playing or heard was one of the best people to play against and you can't wait to play against them yourself? Maybe they helped out whenever they could, doing extra things to make sure that league ran smoothly, or maybe just to help other players learn. Is there maybe someone who, no matter what, they stayed positive? They laughed, they joked, they played around, even if they were losing. And definitely take into consideration those people who had an extra long drive, and that shows their commitment to the game. For the Good Egg Award, we have 12 nominations. Our first nomination is Chris B. This is actually his first year in League, and he was nominated because he was great to play with inside and outside of League. And even though it was his first year, he did a lot of learning on how to play Battletech and what to do at the Calgary Battletech League tables. The person who nominated him said, "I have heard he has had great games with other players, and the one I played with him was no exception. so that's definitely a great nomination. We have Darren. The nomination says that no matter whether he was winning or losing, he was always laughing and joking. The person who nominated him said they didn't get to play him, but he was always coming around, saying hi, having a great time, no matter how his game was going. And the last part for his nomination is that he is a Kodiak fan, just like the nominator. Next, we have Carlo, and the person who nominated him says that he's half of the reason that this person plays Battletech. He's a fun guy to be around and doesn't let much get him down. After Carlo, we have John. It is said that he's always a pleasure to play against and is in good spirits no matter what the dice roll. Next, we have James. He's always fun to play against. He's willing to help anyone improve their game, and he's just a great person to have in League. After that, we have Will. Well, Will is an amazing player to sit across the table with. Each game is a pleasure with witty banter, and he makes the game a relaxing back and forth. I'm going to add this little bit of a tidbit here. It doesn't hurt that he brings Timbits and is willing to share them with any of the munchkins at the den. Next, we have Aaron. The nomination says that he beat the brakes off of the person and was very gracious about it. He had a fun lance, and the person had a good time playing against him. Now we have Corey. This nomination says, win or lose, he's having a great time. What more can you ask for in a good egg? Next, Devin. The person says, I really appreciate that Devin makes a trip in from Red Deer every 2 weeks to have a game at the Ogre's Den. He's a solid guy and a good player. Having him at the tabletop lights up the events, and he's always excited to have a chance to chat or play a rousing game of Battletech. And then we have Jared. He is a joy to sit across the table from. And the nominator says that he was fun to play Battletech with. In the semi-competitive nature of the Calgary Battletech League, playing the game with Jared is fun, lighthearted, and a great time all around. Now we have one of our Todds, Todd G. Todd has a positive outlook on each match he plays, eager to learn, and it is always a joy to play matches with him. Our last nominee for the Good Egg Award is JP. JP's knowledge of the game is an asset for any player, new and returning to the CBL. Discussions with him about lance compositions, tactics, and general gameplay help with getting players to improve their game. Our last category is the Memorial Phoenix Hawk Award. Now, this one is a little close to my heart because I've won it twice for 2 absolutely ridiculous reasons, but that's okay. We want you to think about these nominations and whether the one action or move that the person made got everyone laughing and will be talked about for years to come. The example we have, just to help you decide, is my Blitzkrieg Jezebels earning an award for a move that I made in a playoff game that cost me the game. One of my pilots decided to do a DFA. For those of you who don't know, a DFA stands for a death from above. And it did not get me the results I intended. In the end, that move lost me the win. The sheer ridiculousness of a move that a person made that didn't work or didn't have the results that they intended. Even think about a ridiculous thing that a person did that maybe didn't change the game, but was absolutely hilarious. For this award, we have 7 nominees. Our first nominee is Brett. He was nominated for walking off the cliff with his mech, whether he intended to or not. Then we have John. He was baited into doing a DFA with his Wraith. Now, that DFA was not successful because the opponent was able to give everybody a fireworks display instead. Carlo was nominated because he miscalculated his heat of his Banshee to the point where he had to do a roll-off, and yes, he did shut down in the middle of an open field while standing. John was also nominated because he got a mech out on its own so that the opponent's team could fire everything at it. Had it worked, the opponent would have been in a crossfire and would have had nowhere to fall back to. Our next nominee is James. He chose to use a skill and do engineering on his Marauder, which took out his extra large engine and meant he lost his tagging ability to limit the use of the semi-guided missile system. John has one more nomination, and this one is where he was winning the game 2-0 and then 3-1. Ultimately, he lost the game, so not sure what happened, but whatever decisions he made, ouch. The last nominee for our P-Hawk Award is Todd G. He was playing a camping game against a clan advantage who had the range for the fight. Those are all the nominations. I'm super excited to find out who wins these awards and have them presented when we do the awards day in March. Remember, your votes need to be in by February 9 at 5 p.m. to have your choice included in the awards decision. Remember, this is completely up to the players, and make sure to get your vote in by the cutoff date. If you have any questions, reach out to the admin. I hope you enjoyed listening to me chit-chat about these nominations, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the show with Brett, Lee, and Laura.
This leads us into the semifinals. Game number 1 would have been the Neutral Reavers versus the Dead Man's Hands. However, I'm stepping out of the tournament for this one, so Neutral Reavers can move on with, I guess we'll call it a 2-0.
Game number 2, Ghost Legion in second place versus the Scions of Amaris in third place. I love Mr. Painter. It is a fantastic time every time I get to sit at a table for him, with him, across from him, whatever it happens to be, whether it's eating dinner or playing a game. When it comes to playing Battletech, though, I'm his kryptonite. It doesn't matter what it is or whose luck it is, whether he's got bad luck or I got good luck. I will pull out something like double spinning a rack 5 and throwing 3 of them into his head. So I think it's going to be probably a 4-2 for me, like a normal game. And it's not going to be based on either player's luck. It's just going to be the way the game plays.
I think the Scions of Amaris are the second best team in league, even though you came in second somehow in regular season, Brett. They're accurate, you're fast, but he's got weapons to deal with that. You like to be up close and personal, and he's really built his lance to deal with all ranges, really, but up close and personal is definitely his strength as well. I actually think the Scions of Amaris are going to take this one. And it's going to be close, though. I think it is actually going to be 4-3, because I think he's going to have to whittle down your gunslinger at the very end.
This is going to come down to who has the good dice, because I can't choose.
So roll a dice and choose?
No. I think it'll actually go into a pip count tie.
4-4 pip count tie.
No, you are not that lucky, Brett. It'll be a 3-3 pip count win.
So for those curious on how a 4-4 pip count win works, it happens to be that we review all of the mech sheets because all of them are dead. And it means lots and lots of math.
Like I said, I don't think you're that lucky, but I think you'll win on a pip count damage. On to the C Division. Game number 3, technically. Hank's Handies, first in the B Division, up against Cat's Nightingale Cavalry in 5th. I think Hank's Handy's going to win this. We'll see him in the finals. Hank's Handies, I think it'll only be 3-2.
I'm going to agree with you 100% there. It is going to be a Hank's Handies happy ending with a 3-2 score.
I've been underestimating Matt a little bit this year. Like I said, I called against him last round with the Yogi's Jaegers. They ended up with a close fight, but that I still don't think that Blood Asp has died yet.
Yep, it died for the first
It
time
was last round. Okay, finally died. I'm gonna go Cats Go Cavalry. I had a whole little spiel going on it. I know Darren's got a great team, but I think Cat's Clan Tech is going to make a difference. It'll be a head cap or something like that that'll do it. And it's going to be a 3-1. Game number 4, we have Riston's Rogues, second in the division, versus the Ice Creamers, third in the division. Well, I'm going to definitely call this one for the... Oh, this is actually really close. I am going to say Riston's Rogues. One, because I think we already called him for division champion. 2, I think he's just a little bit better player than Aaron. That's going to make a difference. It's going to be a close game otherwise. So it's going to be a 4-2. But it's going to be actually really close.
Super close. So close. Like, within like 3 pips, but
Yeah.
not. I also believe it's going to be a Risen Rogue.
No, like mechs would count as. I think it'll be crippled mechs. I think if we had to count crippled, the 2 remaining would be crippled. But because all 4 are dead.
I can see this being a 2-2 with 2 crippled on the Ice Creamer side, resulting in a 4-2 victory.
I will agree with you. Risten's Rogues is going to win. I think Aaron's going to have a bit more fight in him than 2 mechs. I think it'll be a Risten's win 4-3.
Going into our Seaside Best Side division here, we have game number 1 with Ansgar's Outlaws in first place versus Steelshod Shamble in 6th place. Kale's exhausted from a long weekend here, but he's got a week to recover. I think I'm actually going to vote Steelshod Shamble in a 2-2 crippled mech win for the Steelshod Shamble.
I think we've underestimated his clan technology on his mechs. I think Ansgar's Outlaws will win this one. And it's going to be a 3-2. It's going to be close, but not quite as close as what Brett's got it as.
This could be the first time that Jupiter jams all of its ultras, too. He's been really lucky all season with only jamming like 2.
Oh, time for the luck to run out.
He doesn't know that they can actually fire a single shot. All he does is double.
I think Brett's right. I think it'll be a steel shod win, but I'm going to agree with Lee on the score. It'll be 3-2 steel shod Shamble. Game number 2 for the C Division. We have the Blitzkrieg Jezebels in 2nd place, going up against Ward's Warwolves in 4th. I think Heather's got it. I think she's going to enjoy this game. She's even said it. She's looking forward to playing. And because she always enjoys going into games, and then she ends up having a great time and winning. I think Heather's going to get it. Blitzkrieg Jezebels, it'll be 3-2.
I think the accuracy of the Ward's Wolves is really going to pay off here. I think this is going to be one of the games where they just happen to land 80% of their shots and pull out a 3-2 Ward's Warwolves victory.
Unfortunately, I'd have to say I agree with you, Brett, only your score is not accurate enough. I think it's going to be a 4-1 Warwolves. His accuracy is way too high. Sorry, babe.
He hit my Wolverine in 1 turn and took 2 limbs off. And that was pretty much like, okay, shit, what do I do?
Yeah, I'm sorry, babe. I just can't back you on this one. I think Todd's Warwolves should win. Now, maybe she'll surprise all of us. I just think got it.
If she can eliminate the Direwolf from being a big player in the game, she probably has the game. She's way more balanced throughout her units.
We have game number 7, Wolfpack, 2nd in their division, versus Clan Cobra Chicken, 8th in their division. Well, Clan Cobra Chicken finally got their first earned win in the playoffs, and Wolfpack have struggled up and down pretty heavily. I'm calling the Wolfpack on this. I know John does well in the playoffs, but I say Wolfpack, they're going to take it, and they're going to take it 4-2.
I think the Wolfpack is going to take it, but I think it's going to be 3-1. Alex is not prepared or willing to lose this match, so he is going to have his game face on. He's probably going to tell people to step away from the table if they start to distract him. He is going to be all in to win this one.
I am going to definitely agree. I think Alex is going to go on to the finals. I'm just not sure about that score. I want to agree with Brett. He's going to come out guns blazing, just packing a wall up. I think it'll be 4-1 Wolfpack.
Our last game for this division, we have the Lyran Rangers in 5th place versus Odin's Chosen in 6th place. You know, I think this might be Carlo's game to win. We're going to go with the Lyran Rangers in a 2-1 by pip count victory. Or sorry, 2-1 by crippled mech. So 1-1 tie with a cripple.
I'm also going to call it for the Lyran Rangers. I think them giving you more options to hedge your bets, Brett. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's such a good idea. I'm going with Lyran Rangers. It's going to be a clear 3-1.
Dude, I'm in Las Vegas. I got to play the over-under and bet as close to the line as I can.
Yeah, because you've never been a gambling man.
True statement, I'm not actually a gambler, so this is as close as I get.
I'm disagreeing with both of you. I think Odin's Chosen is going to win this game. And I think it's going to be a lot... Well, I guess you can't really get much closer than a 1-1 tie with a crippled mech as defining...
1-1 win with counting pips is a little bit closer to the line.
I believe 0-0 with pips is the closest.
Yeah. No, it's not going to be another tie game with pip counts. I think Odin's Chosen is going to come out and just go for it. I think it's going to be Odin's Chosen 4-2.
Well, that is a quick episode for all of us as the playoffs go on. The number of games that we report on also go down. It's been a lot of fun. I'm glad to see everyone doing so well in the playoffs with a few upsets and overturns. So, see you guys in a week.
So, as Heather and I were talking up above, we got nominees. So, hop online, vote for the one you think deserves it the most, and we'll see everybody at the awards ceremony after the finals.
Limited time only. Get those votes in. Vote early, but not often. You only get one set of votes. All right, with that being said, for all of our players who did not proceed on playoffs, there are a few of you that have called out challenge maps or matches that you enjoy or want to play out. We will be accommodating those as best we can. If you have already played that person through the season and you are just looking for a rematch, we're not going to accommodate that. We are going to make sure that everybody can play as many different opponents as they can during the season. So we will match that first priority, then requests, and then finally, if nothing is left and everybody has played each other, then we will do direct callouts. But anybody that has decided they are going to be unable to make just these fun games, or they have other family commitments that have come up, please, please, please let me know. Actually, by the time you're hearing this, it'll be too late. So hopefully we will see you all on next game day. And for our listeners, thanks again for tuning in. Till next time.